So, Nikki, let's just begin with what is the SBA and what does it do?
This is obviously our number one question. So the short answer is the U.S. Small Business Administration is a government agency that helps small businesses to start, grow, and succeed. And we do that through our core programs and services, or what we call the 3 Cs: capital, counseling, and contracting.
Okay. So capital, that's getting money, right?
Yes, SBA works with lenders to provide loans to small businesses. The agency doesn't lend money directly to small business owners, but instead we set guidelines for loans made by our participating lenders, community development organizations, and microlending institutions. The SBA reduces the risk for lenders to make it easier for them to access capital, which turns around and makes it easier for small businesses to receive loans.
All right, thanks. So what's counseling?
So we can connect you with one of our SBA resource partners for one-on-one counseling or training. So here in West Virginia, that's the Small Business Development Center, SCORE, and the New Women's Business Center.
Okay, now finally, the third of the 3 Cs is contracting, right?
Yes, so SBA is responsible for the management and oversight of the small business procurement process across the federal government. So to simplify it, SBA goals federal agencies to award 23% of all federal contracts to small businesses. And in addition, we provide assistance with exporting loans and provide disaster assistance.
Wow. So how important is small business to the U.S. economy, and where do you see it going in the future?
So in West Virginia, 99% of businesses are small and they employ 50% of our workforce. I know it gets said a lot, but small businesses really are the backbone of the economy. They are the ones providing paychecks to our family and our friends, supporting our youth through educational and sports sponsorships, and really driving the economy on a daily basis.
Thanks. Now, I've been to the page and the SBA has so many resources. So where should a new entrepreneur start?
Well, we think you should start with us. Every business owner needs guidance during the startup and running of their business. SBA helps businesses compete by providing quality training, counseling, and access to resources. So really just think of SBA as a resource library. If you start with us, we can point you in the right direction.
Thanks. Well, that makes sense. So in looking at resources, I see that some resources give slightly different information or put the steps to starting a business in a slightly different order. So should I just use one resource or should I look at all of them?
So to me, I think this goes back to the famous quote that knowledge is power, information is liberating, and education is the premises of progress. So starting a small business takes work, and that means reading and researching everything available. Every person takes a different path to entrepreneurship, right? So the steps to get there are slightly different. As an example, maybe your family has owned a small business for 20 years and you know the ins and the outs. Now compare that to someone who just has a great idea, but has no sense of how to turn it into a business. So obviously in these two examples, they would be starting in different places. So that is why it's good that there are so many resources available, and you'll likely need them during different journeys of your entrepreneurship.
Great. Well, that makes sense. So Nikki, what would be your best piece of advice for a new entrepreneur, especially a young entrepreneur?
Yeah, so I ask the same question to established business owners every time I interview them. And the common response that I get is to really know what you're getting into. There are so many reasons for starting a small business, but often from the young entrepreneurs, you hear, I want to make my own hours. I don't want to work for anyone. So there's a quote out there that says, entrepreneurs are willing to work 80 hours a week to avoid working 40 hours a week. So my advice, especially for young entrepreneurs, is you don't know what you don't know. So talk to other small business owners, connect with all the resources out there, do your own homework, and work with an SBDC coach to come up with a solid business plan before you open your business. And of course, connect with your local SBA office.
Great. Hey, Nikki Bomar, thank you so much for helping me out. And my next step is to go to sba.gov, right?
Yes, yeah, we have all of our resources available there.
Great. Thanks.
Thank you.